Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Siobhan and today I'm going to be showing you my bullet journal setup for June. So if you've seen some of my previous videos, especially the recent ones, you may be quite surprised to find how small this notebook is. There's my phone in comparison. So if you've seen my old videos or any of my previous bullet journal setups, I normally do all of my planning in A5. You will have seen this over the last few months. It's my filofax clipbook, but it is being repurposed at the moment. All of the inserts I had in that are all bound in this now. But basically, as everyone is aware, things are very odd at the moment, and a lot of people in the planning community aren't needing their planners quite as much, and I am definitely one of those people, both because of the current situation, but also because I've recently started a new job, so I'm adjusting to what I do and don't need to plan anymore. So I'm going to do my usual flip through of what is in here from May, but then I'm not actually setting up this because I already have. I kind of got this idea of my new way of planning, what I want to try for June, and I just started setting it up. But I will flip through and show you that. If you're just interested in seeing that, I will put timestamp down below so you can skip ahead to that if you've seen my May bullet journal setup and aren't interested in the flip through. But for now, let's just flip through what I have for May, and you'll see why I no longer need this big old notebook. So, this was the opening to my May bullet journal. I had changed things up quite a lot last month, thinking that I could use my bullet journal more for creativity and have it more as a happy creative place rather than specifically productivity, because I wasn't doing all that much. You'll see as we flip through how much that actually panned out, but I do absolutely love the theme and I love how it looks, so let's just get through it. So obviously I was having a D&D theme, doing all of the D20s and the other dice. So this was how my monthly panned out at the end. I was kind of just using it for random reminders and things that we were doing. Yeah, it wasn't really very useful, essentially. Again, you'll see how I changed that in June, but what was useful, this is why I love it being on rings, I can just flip it over like this, was having my habit tracker done like this. So the way I was doing it was the dots that were coloured in black were ones I did, the dots that were just outlined were ones I didn't do, and where there's no dots drawn at all, that means I didn't track. Because that is always my big thing with habit tracking and time tracking and anything like that, is a lot of the time I just go through periods where I forget to track things, and then if I don't mark specifically that I didn't do something, all the time that I just forgot to track looks like I haven't done the thing, and I hate that. So at least here I can tell when I actually wasn't doing it versus when I just wasn't tracking it. So, and I didn't completely fall off the board and just forget about it towards the end. I'm filming this on the 24th, so I still have a little bit of time, but I probably won't track it. I haven't even been looking at my planner at all. But yeah, so that was my monthly spread. And we have, again, things not fully being filled in, my intentions slash to-do lists. Again, if you've seen previous videos, you'll know what I do in terms of intentions rather than to-dos. And the whole idea of having things I intend to do, I'm starting to see it as a bit of a cop-out for just not doing it. So I'm going to be getting rid of the intentions list and just having a straightforward to-do list, like things I have to do in that month. But yeah, I love the layout of this. It really does look like a D&D character sheet, and I love it. And then we had the mood tracking with all of the stickers that I printed. I do really like how this was turning out. I was actually quite surprised how many happy days I was having, given that towards the end of April I was really not having many happy days at all, which is why I decided to do mood tracking. So yeah, I'm going to continue doing mood tracking because I think it was a bit of an eye-opener to see how many days were either good or just meh, and like how few were actually bad days. Like I only had 3 bad days so far this month, which was quite surprising. So yeah, that's that. And then we have the weekly setups. So again, I love how this looks, and I know I added in elements of it like these boxes down the side because I specifically wanted to track meals and stuff, but I really wasn't making the most of it. I was at first, and then I just kind of fell off the bandwagon a bit. But how I was doing the bullet points as well was the top of the list, like, okay, those ones are normal, these ones, so the things at the top of the list are things to do, and the ones at the bottom were events, because I don't have many events on. Literally everything on these were Skype calls. Like, that was done over Zoom, that was on Discord, that was Skype, that was Facebook, that was Zoom, that was Zoom. It's like, yeah. So all of the events were online, but yeah. So I was doing events at the bottom and to-dos at the top, which did work out for the space that I had and the amount of things I had on. If it was a normal, very busy week, that mightn't have been enough space. And then I just kind of have this random box at the end that I seem to use for different things every week. So this week I used it as a shopping list. This week I did a bit of journaling actually, and just kind of captured some of the moments of what I did during the week, because I felt like this was a particularly good week where I did quite a lot, so I just used up some of my little stickers. All of these stickers actually are my own designs, so if you are interested in any of them, I will link my shop in the description. So, but be warned, if you are looking at this Crit Happens one, so this is a vinyl sticker, and this is almost a disclaimer, the sticker is normally much bigger. That's why I used this one here, because it printed too small. But yeah, that's one of the vinyl stickers. And then down here, I was doing a bit of productivity tracking as well to kind of note things I had done, but I kind of did the same on both sides, so I don't know how useful that was. And then here you can see how I completely stopped planning. So I didn't even draw out the other half of this week or the last week of May, because I just haven't been looking at my planner at all. Not in the slightest. I've kind of been trying to put more energy and effort, I suppose, into journaling, and I've been trying to catch up on my memory planner. I'm planning on doing a video on it soon. But yeah, so I've kind of just completely abandoned my bullet journal towards the end of the month, which when I abandon it to this extent, where I don't even finish drawing out the patterns or filling it out, I kind of realised it was time for a change. And that is where this little guy comes in. So let's get this out of the way and show you how I'm changing things for June. So this little notebook, again, one of my vinyl stickers, again, printed too small, normally much bigger. And this is a very cheap notebook that I got a while ago in Tiger. You can see the logos a bit ripped there because I did have something else stuck in here and I've ripped it out. Essentially, I wanted a really small notebook. This was the only empty one I had, so I figured I would repurpose it since I'm not exactly going shopping at the moment. I was planning on using it to plan and document a trip to Florence that I was meant to be doing in September that I doubt is happening. But anyway, so let's see what I'm doing in June. So despite the obvious change in size, there's a lot of things that I'm doing differently, different kind of layouts and all that, but we will see. So I'm also kind of trying to reuse some stuff. Particularly, I have an old planner that I bought so long ago and didn't use. I think it was like, it's an academic planner, I think, so it started in like September of last year. And yeah, I just haven't used it at all. I maybe used it for a month when I bought it, so I'm like cutting out some of the nicer bits in it and reusing them. So just have a little do more of what makes you happy, and I drew out a little ukulele and some hibiscus plants. Yes, the ukulele is very wonky, but I wanted to draw a ukulele because I got one in May, so I was very excited when I started setting this up about my ukulele, so I drew that out. Again, repurposing, so this is one of the calendars from that planner. The monthly calendars are just the perfect size to fit in here. So essentially what I'm doing now is I'm going to use this planner for specific things, so not documenting things I've done, more things I'm planning for. So with the one in in May. Let me see. So with this one in May, I did go back and write things in after they happened rather than planning things. So things like we had the barbecue, and then I went back and wrote in, oh, that's the day we did the barbecue. I decided on a whim to FaceTime my nanny, and then I went back and I wrote it in. So I'm not going to be doing that in here, and I'm also not going to be doing things like going to the post office or doing the washing, because that's not planning. That's things that I'm just like, that needs to be done, so I'm going to do it now, if you know what I mean. Like, it is planning, but it's not something I have to plan in advance. It's more just, it comes up, it needs to be done, I do it. So this is more for planning, like planning in advance. So that's why I have things like, we have an AGM for our archery club. My free Skillshare ends on the 19th, so I want to get as much use out of it as possible before then and decide if I want to renew it. I have a book club on the 20th. I've penciled that in because I don't know if it's going to happen. So it's like things that are definite upcoming events, if that makes sense. That's what I'm doing there. And then just, I'm doing set to do. So again, going away from the intentions, doing more things I actually have to do. And the only thing on it so far is to read The Secret Adversary by Agatha Christie, because that's our book for the book club. I've started it and it's quite good actually. And then some goals which I'm gonna think about and put in after. So here you can see definite changes in style as well. I suppose it's a necessity at the size of the notebook, but I'm going more minimalist. I'm just doing simple squares with a bit of like drop shadow for decoration and keeping a consistent color scheme. That's the extent of the decoration that I'm doing, and some stickers. But yeah, so I'm doing my habit trackers. They're the same habits that I was tracking in May, except I've added journaling to it because I want to make sure that I'm journaling every day at the moment. And yeah, I'm just going to colour in the boxes either blue or purple to mark yes or no, and that way if I don't track it all that day, it'll just be an empty one. So again, having a specific marker for did not do it rather than just not colouring in when I didn't do it. And then doing my mood tracker. What I'm going to do with the moods this time, because I found I wanted more detail with it last month, so I'm going to use whatever colour and pattern applies to that day, colour in the number, and then next to it write in like why I was feeling that or if anything happened. I know this isn't an awful lot of space, but if I have a small pen I can have really, really tiny handwriting, so this is actually probably plenty of space to do like just a one line about what happened. The only issue I'm going to have is the colours, so I went with 2 light blue, 2 dark blue and 2 purple, but the dark blue and the purple look pretty much the same, which is annoying because I can't find all of my fine liners. So these are the ones I used, and all 3 of them are from different sets. You really can't tell on the camera, but so it's like that's the Staedtler Pale Blue. That one is a no brand, and that one is another no brand. But that one's purple, and that one's dark blue. They look so similar on the camera, and the actual ink looks so similar, but like the barrels of the pens in person look like completely different colours, which is why I chose them, and now I'm going to regret it. But we'll see how it goes. I may have to find another fine liner. But yeah, so that's my mood tracker. And then, oops, skip to page. I want to do some bits of like documenting and journaling nice and happy things as well. But especially a big problem I'm having in the middle of lockdown and all, because we are still in lockdown in the UK, is the days blending together and just merging into just one thing. So I wanted to kind of find ways of making days stand out so that it doesn't just feel like one day is blending into another and I'm in a rush and all that. This blank page I haven't penned in yet because I'm toying with the idea of doing it as like a playlist, because I've been in a rut of listening to the same music over and over again. So I don't know whether to do this as a playlist. If the music I listen to in June changes a bit, I might. Otherwise, I might just extend this over here, or I might just do a page of self-care. I don't know. So I'm leaving it blank for now. And then the last of my monthly spreads is this Level 10 Life. I know it's been called multiple other things, but I got this idea from Boho Berry ages ago when I started bullet journaling in, I want to say 2018. So I got this idea like 2 years ago, and I've kind of been trying to do it a bit more recently, but I'm shocked filling this out again, how positive everything is. The only things that are quite low is home and friends, because yeah, I need to get out of the damn house, and most of my friends, so I've separated friends, I've got friends and Ireland. So friends I'm counting as my friends here in the UK. Ireland is basically my links to everyone in Ireland, my old life in Ireland, my friends in Ireland. So I'm doing really well with my friends in Ireland because I'm talking to them an awful lot more than we normally do. But my friends here I'm basically only talking to when we're dealing with archery stuff, which is a bit of a bummer. But yeah, so I wanted to just mark them out, put a simple one line of where I'm at. And this is for the start of June, so I'm going to do one again at the end of June, but that will be put into the July one, if that makes sense. I had to write that because when I started putting this in, I was like, will I do this at the beginning or the end of the month? So I've specified. Anyway, and then we get into the big change in my planning. I mean, obviously, a lot of it, basically everything has been changed, but I was still habit tracking, I was still mood tracking. I've been doing level 10 life for the whole year now, so this is the big change, is I am going to a daily setup, and I've literally just done 1 page per day for the entire month. That's it. And I'm basically going to, so flip here, you can see I'm marked out the last week of term, so we know for the archery club. But there's that at the end of my Skillshare free trial, my book club. So I'm going to use the top of the page to mark events with these asterisks, and then for the rest of it I'll either journal or I'll just make a note of the things that I've done and then surround it in stickers or doodles and just make it look nice. That is the plan. I'm not sure how well it will go because, like I said, this is a big change from any of my other journaling. It's kind of a combination of bullet journaling and normal journaling, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. But that is pretty much it. That is my entire bullet journal setup for June. Nice and simple, nice and minimalist. I really do love the style of it, actually. Like, it looks so crisp. Even though I'm bullet journaling on lines, which I normally hate. I normally hate bullet journaling when it's not a dot grid. But I actually really like how this looks. I'm really looking forward to getting into it. If you're interested in seeing how this works out, particularly with the daily pages, I will be putting things on my Instagram, putting some pictures and updates on my Instagram. So if you're interested in checking out how that goes, again, I will link my Instagram in the description box below. But yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.